In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you're still being excessive in the food that you're eating, even though you're hungry all the time, even though you're actually probably starving yourself, and you're not even eating that much. And I'm going to show you the double bowl analogy that's going to put this all into one piece and make it more understandable, inshallah. But let's get right into it, inshallah. So Allah says in the Quran, "Eat and drink, but be not excessive. Indeed, He likes not those who commit excess." And then the Prophet ﷺ said, "The son of Adam does not fill any vessel worse than his stomach. It is sufficient for the son of Adam to have a few bites that keep his back straight, but if he must eat more, then 1/3 for his food, 1/3 for his drink, and 1/3 for his breath." And then Ibn al-Qayyim, rahimahullah, he says, "Overeating weakens the body for worship and strengthens the body for desires." Overeating could actually be the gateway drug to other desires that are haram. So eating is halal and it's permissible, and you're allowed to eat whenever you want, whatever you want, as long as it's halal, of course. But if it gets to the point where you start being excessive, it can strengthen your nafs against you. It can make your desires so strong that you can't hold it back. And so much so that it leaks into other desires, like your sexual desires or your desire to sleep. You might start oversleeping because you're so fatigued by all the food that you're eating. And you might start desiring more of what you shouldn't be looking at. And Prophet ﷺ mentions something similar to this. "O young men, whoever among you is able to marry, let him marry, for it is more effective in lowering the gaze and guarding chastity. And whoever is not able to, then he should fast, for fasting will be a shield for him." Just like I said, it's kind of like a gateway drug. Once you start overeating, you start pushing these boundaries, it's going to leak into the other things. You're going to start maybe not lowering your gaze as often. And Imam al-Shafi'i, rahimahullah, he says, "I have not eaten to my fill in 16 years, because fullness makes the body heavy and the heart hard, removes intelligence, brings sleep, and weakens one from worship." How many times do you have this experience where on Ramadan you eat just a little bit too much, and it happens to all of us, and you just eat a little too much and you try to go pray Taraweeh and you're just out of it, you're just drowsy, you're trying to stand there, you're trying to stay awake, you forget khushu', like you're just trying to stay awake and not fall over. So subhanAllah, imagine people that are doing this daily. They're eating daily, like overeating daily. And it's crazy because most people are actually falling into this. Approximately 70% of US adults were overweight or obese in 2023. Insane. And more specifically, the prevalence of adult obesity was 40%, with severe obesity at 9.4%. Just to like give you an idea, because you may be thinking like, okay, obesity is pretty bad. Like when you're obese, you're pretty big, right? Severe obesity at 9.4%. I'm going to give you a kind of a image to draw in your head. So anybody that's severely obese has a BMI of over 40. And just two examples, simple examples, is a 5'8" man who's 265 pounds or a 5'2" woman who's 220 pounds. You could just imagine this, like, that's pretty massive for the height that they're at. So that's that. Crazy. And this is by the CDC. So Allah also says, "Do not throw yourselves with your own hands into destruction, and do good. Indeed, Allah loves the doers of good." The thing that's craziest about this is that most of the chronic illnesses in the US comes from obesity. And the only way you get obese is by throwing yourself into destruction. Through bad habits, lack of understanding nutrition. This is just exactly what Allah is telling us not to do. I'm just got to be honest. So you may be thinking like, I'm not excessive, like I don't eat until I'm full. So many people think that they're not eating so much, but because the way that they feel, and the way that you feel has absolutely no real grounding on what's actually going on in your body. And you may be right, like you're not eating until you're full, or you're not eating until you feel like, okay, I'm done, right? But the reality is that we live in a time where one cookie, just one cookie, can be the cause of weight gain. Look at this crumble cookie. So many people know about these crumble cookies. 750 calories for one cookie. It's like just a normal size cookie. 69 grams of sugar. And mind you, the average nutritional daily limit that is recommended is about 2,000, because most people at their weight would eat 2,000 calories and remain at the same weight. Now imagine this is nearly half of your daily nutritional calorie intake. Crazy. And 69 grams of sugar, this is causing like insulin resistance. This is causing, actually, Alzheimer's comes from insulin resistance. So this is crazy. Double fudge brownie cookie. You would think that you would just need whatever cookie ingredients you need. I don't know how to make a cookie. And then some chocolate and that's it, right? But no, look at all of these ingredients that they're using. Some of them we can't even pronounce, actually damaging our body and causing cancer, and or just a simple biryani that's excessive in seed oil. Look, biryani is amazing, it tastes amazing, right? But it's just full of oils, and you could do it the right way. I've had a biryani which was done the right way. It was a healthy version, still high in protein, not as many calories because of the excessive oil, and it was amazing, and it felt good. I didn't feel so heavy in my stomach after. So yeah, that's that. And this verse and Hadith and the mentions of the scholars, they all came down before the fast food chains, before the crumble cookies existed, before the processed snacks. So think about like natural organic foods that they're eating. I'm not sure exactly how extreme they went in terms of processed foods, but it was pretty much all organic, and they were still, Allah is still telling us that He does not like those who overeat. And the Prophet ﷺ is still telling us that the vessel that's the worst to fill is your stomach. Even though they were eating organic foods that were just from the earth, from Allah. And now, like, we literally have to be more careful than ever, because the foods nowadays, their number one goal is profit and mass production. If they can make as many as possible and sell as many as possible, that's their goal, and that's what they're achieving. It doesn't matter if it's at the cost of health. It doesn't matter if it's at the cost of people getting sick. They don't care. As long as they're making more money and more production, that's what matters to them. So here's some signs that you're being excessive. Like, these are pretty obvious, but just need to mention them. So weight gain, of course. So many people, they think they're not eating that much, but they're still gaining weight, or they're still stabilizing at the same weight because they don't understand how food works, how nutrients work, how calories work. This is a necessity. And weak iman, like the scholar mentioned, that you become lazy to worship. Like, imagine in Taraweeh, like after you ate a massive feast, you know you overate. Maybe it was on accident, maybe you did it on purpose, who knows? And you feel the difference when you can't focus. Like, you're almost just there physically, but your brain is like wobbly, right? And low energy, you know, so many people, they wake up after sleeping 8 hours and they still feel tired. It's almost like they're more tired than when they went to sleep at night because of the food that they're eating. The food is causing inflammation. It's not letting their body recover. Or they're eating super late at night, where their body is, instead of focusing on rebuilding and recovering the body, it's focused on digesting the food. This is killing your energy. Tracking calories, yes, it's an important part for sure, but it actually doesn't mean much if you have cravings all the time and your body's not getting the nutrients that it needs. You know, a lot of these foods that are high in calories and low nutrients, they're just going to take space, and they're not going to actually give you satisfaction. You're going to eat it and you're going to still feel hungry, and you just 1,000 calories, 1,000 calories, 1,000 calories. And it's just a never ending pit because your body's like, I need more because I'm not getting the signals. I'm not getting the signals. My hunger hormones are not being triggered. And how do you optimize your hunger hormones? And that goes on to the next one, which is eating nutrient-dense organic whole foods. So many of these foods are going to give your body exactly what it needs, and it's going to trigger these hormones, which is going to give you that satiation. If you were to eat a 500-calorie steak, you would feel satisfied. Like, yeah, you wouldn't feel full, like you could still eat more, but you would feel satisfied. Like, my body's going to tell me, yes, I'm good. You don't have to keep feeding me. And you know what's crazy is that this hormone is actually found in Ozempic. And Ozempic is something that people use to lower their blood sugar, but actually a lot of people just use it to lose weight because it kills their appetite, essentially. You're essentially sending down your brain a bunch of satiation hormones for your hunger, and it's telling you like, oh, I'm good, I don't need food, I don't need food, I don't need food. So the whole day you're not hungry. The whole day you're not hungry. Your body's telling you that you're good and you don't need food. And then you end up losing weight because you're not eating anymore. It's a very ridiculous way of losing weight. And now, if you want to lose weight extremely fast and you're going to use this, I highly advise against it. Be very careful. This stuff is dangerous. It can make you lose weight really fast and in an unhealthy manner, and I don't recommend it at all. But that goes to the next point, which is the double bowl analogy. So look, there's two bowls. Bowl A is gonna have, so look, there's two bowls, and both bowls are the same exact size. They have the same exact amount of milk, but they have different flakes. They have different amount of cornflakes, right? So what the bowl represents is your stomach. What the milk represents is the calories, and the flakes are the nutrients in the food. So these two bowls are the same amount of calories, same stomach size, yet bowl A has way more nutrients than bowl B. And that's because this food is probably an organic, nutrient-dense whole food. And bowl B is probably just something that doesn't fit this checklist that I'm about to show you. And the way you go about this is, whenever you're about to eat a food, like, just ask yourself this checklist for nutrition. Does it have a protein to calorie ratio of 8 grams to 100 calories? So at least like 8 grams per 100 calories. This is going to give you like a high protein meal. Usually ground beef or chicken or even yogurt or cottage cheese, things of this nature are going to be within this range. Is it a complete protein? So most animal products are complete protein. So like chicken, beef, eggs, dairy, like other types of dairy like milk, they're going to be complete proteins, which are proteins that have all 9 essential amino acids that your body needs and it's asking for. And then number 3 is it micronutrient dense? So chicken is not micronutrient dense. It does have the other two, but it's not micronutrient dense. But ground beef is micronutrient dense. It's going to have all the vitamins that you need. For example, ground beef is rich in vitamin B. It's rich in iron and zinc and selenium, which is all essential for like the immune functions and raising testosterone and building muscle. And it's going to have high protein as well. So you're going to have at least one checked, like at the bare minimum. Like ideally you want to have 2 to 3, but at least one checked. Fat loss actually becomes so easy when you eat real food that's nourishing your body for what it needs. It's going to give you the mental clarity. It's going to give you the energy. Your sleep quality is going to increase. You know, there's so many times where I travel to another country and I'm not familiar with it, so I don't know where to get the good quality food. And 1 or 2, 3 days later, it happens so quick where my energy just completely dips. My mental clarity goes down. I'm not as creative. I'm not as sharp as before. My sleep quality is just completely destroyed. I'll sleep 8 hours and I feel super unrested. And most people are living in this state at normal. And I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. So like, this is their normal. And then I go back to my house and then I feel good. Like I feel way more optimized. And I know there's more room, inshallah, to reach. But we should not be operating at bare minimum like this. Once you remove the junk that destroys your hunger signals and you build habits and systems that make discipline effortless, it becomes enjoyable, it becomes a game, it becomes something you love, something you want to share with the world. Because now you know the other side. Now you know what it feels like. Because now you know how it makes you feel, how it makes you look, makes you sleep better. Like everything becomes way better. Now, if this is something that you've been struggling with personally and you feel like you don't know what you need to do exactly and you want an optimized, structured plan where you could follow without doubting and second guessing and giving up, and you want accountability and structure, just book a call down below with me and we'll see if my one-on-one coaching program is a good fit for you, inshallah. And if you found value in this video, leave a comment down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.